Hello to everyone catching the replay. I am just getting us set up for a moment and then I will begin. Hope everyone is enjoying their Friday. Let me just kind of get set up. And I hope you have been enjoying the series as well. We're trying to make sure that we provide and we give you some value as you get to learn more about us, more about what we do, and more about the boot camp. So I'm going to give about a minute or two, and then I will begin because our boot camp is next Saturday. So we literally are in the final days. That sounds so bad, but we're in the final days of our boot camp, putting things together, making sure that everyone who is attending will have an excellent, great time. That is our goal. So I think I have shared everywhere. Just a few more seconds. I try to start at the 2.5 minute mark, give people enough time to hop on. For those who are on, you can always comment, say hi, ask questions, and I will get to those when I see them. So we will start in just a couple of seconds. And for those of you who are in Houston, I hope you are dealing with the heat because I'm just not dealing very well with the heat. It's a very hot summer, very, very hot summer. Okay, so I will start in exactly 3 seconds. Okay, so thank you all for joining on Instagram Live. Thank you guys for joining on Facebook Live. Remember, you can always catch the replay on Facebook, and we put it on YouTube as well as our blog. So you can always find a video of any of the Facebook Lives that we've done this summer on our YouTube channel, Houston African American Bloggers Association, same name as our page, and then our blog is HoustonAfricanAmericanBloggers.com. So before I hop into today's lesson, let me introduce myself and the group, and then I want to talk about the shirt that I'm wearing today. So my name is Bernetta R. Freeney, and I'm the organizer of the Houston African American Bloggers Association, otherwise known as HAB, and we will say HAB for the rest of this video. So HAB helps our members get paid, gain exclusive access to high connections, and stay up to date on the latest industry news, trends, and strategies. We do this because we know how challenging it is for African American voices to not only be heard, but to be respected and accepted in the online content creator world. So let me kind of explain a little bit about, our weekly introduction. When we say that we help our members get paid, we actually did just pay a couple of our members for a blog post for a limo company. So you need to go to our blog and read that. Both of them were excellent. Check out the limo company as well. It is Houston Party Rentals. More information is on our site about them. Excellent blog posts, but we do pay our members to write blog posts for companies here in the Houston area. Another thing I said on here was to get exclusive access to high connections. Last night, several of our members, we actually got to meet Damon John from Shark Tank, and we were able to interview him, joke around, have a good time. Some of the members took pictures with him. I don't really like taking pictures myself, so I didn't take a picture, but it was it was very fun to just have a conversation with someone you see on TV that you think is kind of out of your bounds of being able to talk to. He was very nice. He said he had a great time at the Breakfast Club. He really liked the food at the Breakfast Club. But it was just, he seemed so normal. And we see people on TV and we think they may be, standoffish. We all have those prejudice against people, but Damon John was just a really down-to-earth person. So I really enjoyed speaking to him and getting to know him. And you will see some of the recaps shared through HAB's social media over the next few days. But Damon John, hands down, was probably one of the best people I've interviewed or spoken to. And then another thing I said is to stay up to date on the latest industry news, trends, and strategies. Some of our members, we are going to go and support Hispanicize tomorrow. They are doing Hispanicize Texas here in Houston. They still have tickets. We do have a discount code if you want to go to Hispanicize for 20% off your ticket. I don't know the code itself, so you would need to go to one of our social media and find the flyer and get our code, and then you can go to Hispanicize. But we are going to go and support Hispanicize Texas tomorrow, so we're going to learn from their speakers, their influencers. A lot of it will be targeted to the Hispanic community, but we're all people at the end of the day, and we're excited to go and support them tomorrow. So we really do make sure that our members have opportunities to get paid. We make sure our members have opportunities to meet high-level people, connect with them, and be able to get content for their blog, their podcast, their YouTube channel. Tomorrow, some of our members will be going to a private meet and greet. I'm just going to say it. They're going to meet some of the cast members of the TV show Power. And so I'm excited for them. I'm not going. I don't watch Power. Please don't kill me. I don't watch Power, so I'm not going. But a lot of our members are going. They're going to meet Tommy, Dre, and Julio. Those are the members who will be in Houston at a private meet and greet. And I'm excited for our members. They're excited, and I can't wait to read their recaps of the event. And we will definitely share their recaps so that you can feel as if you were there as well. So this week has been a very busy week for HAB with the events and things that we have been able to get for our members. For those of you who are in the Houston area and want to become a member, these are some of the things that we have been able to do for our members. We're constantly working, making connections, building relationships, and trying to help you add more to your portfolio and hopefully add more to your bank account as well. So that's a little bit about HAB, and we really hope that even if you're not a content creator or a blogger or anything like that, that you do take part in some of our public events that we open up a few times a year, and you get to know us. Now, let's get into today's topic. Today's topic is the power and powerlessness of Black Twitter. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting topic. I've worked on this topic for a little while, and everybody knows Twitter is my favorite social media platform. So this is going to be probably a little bit of my personal bias in there. So I'm going to put that out there. But at the same time, Twitter is a great platform, and I want to make sure that people understand how to utilize it and understand how Twitter can be something that you can end up losing your content on. And I'm going to share how that happens. So the power and powerlessness of Black Twitter. Now, we all hear about Black Twitter, Black Twitter, Black Twitter, Black Twitter. We do this, we do that, we create all these things. But it's as if we're not the ones, it's as if we're not the ones profiting. So let me explain my shirt. They can see my shirt on Instagram, so let me stand up so those of you on Facebook can see my shirt. So it says people, process, product. This is from The Prophet, the TV show The Prophet. And I like to live tweet the TV show. I've live tweeted since season 1. I actually got this shirt from live tweeting the TV show. So I got this shirt from The Prophet, and then I got some things from Billion Dollar Buyer, which is another show on CNBC. And the reason I decided to wear this shirt while I'm talking about the power and the powerlessness of Black Twitter is when there are very few Black people who live tweet shows on CNBC. And I'm one of the few people who actually live tweet their shows. And when I live tweet their shows, I'm getting seen by the social media managers for those personalities, Marcus Lemonis and Tillman, is it Tillman? I can't remember his last name, and that's sad. But he's here in Houston. He's the owner of Landry's. Okay, they can't hear me on Instagram. Let's see if I can fix this for them real quick. Okay, I hope that's better as far as volume is concerned. I can't adjust my volume because I'm on my phone. So if you can't hear, go to Facebook. I will say that. If you can't hear on Instagram, hop on Facebook and listen over there. But anyway, so the shirt came from me live tweeting. There aren't a lot of Black people who tweet shows on CNBC. This is the power that we have when we are the minority when it comes to tweeting about a particular show. We have the opportunity to get gifts and get opportunities and to get seen, and that only enhances our, okay, it's better now. Okay, that only enhances our credibility as well. So the show itself, The Prophet, they follow me, they like, they retweet pretty much everything that I do. But the people, process, and product also applies to what I'm talking about when it comes to Black Twitter. The people, we the people who create the most awesome content on that platform. We are Twitter's best asset, and yet we're not getting paid for being the best asset on that platform. The process, we immediately know how to take anything that's happening in this world and spin it and then create a way for it to trend within hours. That's a very effective process. Many businesses can't do that for themselves. And then the product itself is the outcome. We have been able to influence and change things that are happening in the world from the power of Twitter. While that is great, we've been able to create resistant movements, be able to connect with people, to create groups to fight injustice. That's helping us in a positive way. However, as a blogger, I'm always looking for ways, how can we monetize this, or how can we be able to use it so that we can build a sustainable financial structure for ourselves. So let's jump into today's topic, okay? Now, Black Twitter is our space. We have found a way for us to connect with each other around the world, around the country, make friendships, create collaborations, create partnerships, but at the same time, while we're doing all of this amazing stuff, we're not monetizing what we are creating on that platform. Okay, that's a big issue. We create and share our intellectual capital and network, and businesses profit off of it. Exactly, Andrea. That is exactly what I was going to say in here, because we are Twitter's best asset. Like, literally, I'm telling you, Twitter could have shut down years ago because it's not a very profitable platform on its own. However, Black Twitter is one of the main reasons that this platform still exists. We talked about Vine and Blab and some other platforms leaving because they just weren't able to figure out how to monetize. But Twitter is literally hanging on by a thread, and the only reason Twitter is still around is because of Black voices. But we aren't profiting from all of the content that we are creating. Why? We are the most influential, trendy voices on that platform, but yet we're not making a dime, and we are not creating companies based off of what we are creating on that platform. We are tastemakers. We set the tone. Exactly. And you know what? Tastemakers need to learn how to create a brand around whatever they are creating. Oh, Twitter is always losing money. I'm not even gonna lie. I buy Twitter ads. I don't know how many other people buy Twitter ads, but Twitter is always losing money. But they are only around because mainstream media is now referencing things that are happening on Twitter. And most things that are happening on Twitter are coming out of Black Twitter. So Twitter is there because now it's a source. It is a news source, but it's still not a profitable business. And that's a totally different Facebook Live about all these companies getting millions of dollars invested in them and they're still not turning a profit. I may talk about that because, that is just one of those things that's perplexing to me. I understand why, but it's still perplexing. Okay, so what I'm talking about now is the powerlessness of Twitter, the powerlessness that we have, that we feel, and the power that we're giving away freely. But then we want to get mad when someone is taking advantage. They're not taking advantage. We literally have given them the power. Okay, so when we have Twitter chats, when we create a hashtag, when we are doing something that we want to get noticed, you are putting it on a platform you do not own. They just hired what is this lady's name? I can't look it up because I have everything open. But she's a Black lady. I follow her. She's like their new chief diversity officer or something like that. So Twitter is really trying to figure out how to capitalize off of Black Twitter. But we need to figure out how to capitalize off of Black Twitter before they capitalize off of that. For centuries, we as Black Americans have been the beacons for creativity and reshaping American pop culture. However, we have never leveraged our collective talent for fiscal empowerment. That is so true. Well, no, we have, but they usually burn them down. So, so that's a totally different conversation. We've had Tulsa, Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Rosewood. We've had places. Detroit was a beacon of musical genius, musical businesses, Harlem Renaissance. We've had places in like Oakland and Los Angeles. Charlotte, North Carolina is a great place. Fort Worth, Texas has had Black millionaires. And so we have had places. Problem is they usually get burned down or they get destroyed. Either way, the longevity of our economic power is not there for generations. They're barely there for one generation. Candy Castleberry Singleton. Yes, that is her name. Thank you, Andrea. Candy Castleberry Singleton. She is the new Chief Diversity Officer for Twitter. So like I said, Twitter is really trying to figure out how to leverage Black Twitter because people are referencing Black Twitter, but they're not giving Black Twitter the credit. Okay, so, but there is one person, and Andrea shared this person in our Facebook group. I don't know his name, but his handle is KA5SH. This is a guy who has started making a living creating memes. Okay, so I think that's pretty cool. He is creating memes for companies. So we think that things are going viral organically. No, these are strategic moves that people are making, and he's one of those guys. He's really cool. He has this very cool purple color hair. I'm loving it. I think I may try that color. But there are people who have figured out how to Cash. Okay, he calls himself Cash. But there are people who have figured out how to take what they are doing on that platform and to create a company. So he is a very good example of taking the power away from Twitter and owning it and being able to really create a business. I mean, he's making a living creating memes for other companies. Who would have ever thought that that could be a business? Now that is going to become an industry. He is literally creating a new industry with this business. So I'm very curious to watch and see what happens with his development and how he continues to do things. Okay, so let's continue. So because of Cash, he is showing that we do have power, and he is showing how you can take ownership of the power that you have on Twitter. Okay, now we're used to using power as a way to create humor, especially during the holidays. I think we all remember that video that went viral of the clip of Shirley Caesar singing, greens, beans, cornbread, all that stuff, and people just kind of went off. It just went crazy. I mean, even my nephews were singing it, and I'm like, how did you? Everybody was singing it. So we know how to take humor and create a movement through that. We also know how to take something that's happening, like last summer when we had the things that happened in Louisiana and in Minnesota, where we were able to create a voice for Alton Sterling and Philando Castile. We were able to raise our voice for them. Okay, so we have been able to use it in a way to help us, but we still have not been able to monetize what we've been able to build and what we have been able to create. My favorite time on Twitter is holidays, hands down, because if you want a good laugh around the holidays, I mean, people are so quick, they're snarky, they're creative, but I think probably one of the best hashtags was when Yahoo accidentally wrote the N-word in front of Navy instead of bigger Navy. The B became an N, if you get what I mean. And I mean, Twitter just blew up on that, and I laughed for days. So we are able to take something that maybe was an accident, or it could have been an insult on purpose. We don't know. But we're able to take that and we're able to turn it into a joke. Okay? But with that happening, other people are reporting on it. So when other people are reporting on it and they're putting it on their platforms, they're getting the ad dollars, they're getting the clicks, they're getting the page views. And we're just the ones who are giving away free content for them to curate. The reason I say that is because even the Houston Chronicle does it. I have seen the Houston Chronicle literally take Instagram photos, put it in a slideshow, write 3 or 4 sentences, and call that an article. I didn't know that was journalism, but it is. And yet they have ads, they have sponsors, they have all these people who are now getting clicks and views based on content they did not create. They curated it. And so that is a thing that we are definitely going to talk about at our blog boot camp. Okay, so what we do, we have humor, we spread awareness on injustices, we create a space where we can chat about what we like, what we don't like. One thing that's becoming pretty big is mental health, especially in the African American community. So I'm liking seeing a lot of these hashtags where people feel that they are able to learn, connect, grow, if they're suffering from something. Now, I can't remember the exact hashtag, but I think it was like, "You All Right, Bro," or something like that, where people were checking on the mental health of Black men. That is something that is important, and it's something that we need to do. But on the other hand, that would have been a great time for people to plug Black therapists. Okay, so we kind of miss opportunities to inject ways for us to make money because we don't want to seem like we're trying to make money. Guess what? We are. So we need to take advantage when the opening is there. I saw someone created a Creative Commons bot to add to tweets to try to protect intellectual capital on Twitter. That could be interesting. Yes, that could be bots are becoming a thing. Like we need to pay attention to bots, because the bots are the reason this man is in office. But we won't go there. Okay, so as a space, Black Twitter is our space. It is a great space. We learn, we grow, we connect, we see different perspectives within our own community. We should never lose sight of being able to see from ultra conservative to ultra liberal within the Black community and everything in between. We're not a monolithic. Everybody doesn't think the same, and everyone shouldn't think the same. And being able to voice and show our opinions and our thoughts and our feelings is a great way for us to see what's happening within our community. Okay. Now, there is a but. There is a but. The space we created is being pillaged, plundered, and profited by everyone else. The LA Times has a section, I believe, called Black Twitter, but the writer over that section is not Black. And I remember it caused an uproar when people found out that the LA Times has a Black Twitter section and it's not being run by an actual Black person. So how can you be able to relate to something that you don't understand the nuances to? We have a lot of nuances. If you're not in the community, you just won't get them. You may get the overall joke, but it's even funnier if you understand the nuances to that. Okay, BuzzFeed. Now, I've seen a lot of people post BuzzFeed. I have it on here. I have it in my notes. BuzzFeed is notorious for ripping off Black Twitter. They make millions, and we barely get a mention. Okay, it wasn't until people started literally voicing their opinions, not even opinions, they were voicing their anger about their stuff being taken and used, and other people were profiting. So now people may mention, but we're still not making money from it. They're not sending you $20 for using your tweet. You know, that would be nice. You take a tweet, give me $20, something like that. They're not doing that. And that's something that we have to think and consider. If people are using what we have created online, do we want to continue to create on that platform that we don't own? Or do we want to kind of reach out to them like, hey, you use my stuff. Either you take it down or you pay me some money. Again, you have to kind of look at things from that perspective. You may want to consult an attorney, though, before you reach out to BuzzFeed and say, you owe me $20 for that tweet. Okay. Yeah, BuzzFeed waits. They literally do wait for something to drop on Twitter and they turn it into an article. I wouldn't say they're not a viable news source, because they are actually sharing what's happening. However, they are not the original creator of that source. I'll put it that way. They are not the original creator. Okay? So how can we stop the powerlessness that we are, or the power that we're giving away? And how do we gain that power for ourselves so that we can actually make some money from it? Okay, one thing, of course, everyone's going to say, take it off Twitter and put it on our own platform. That's great, but what if you don't have enough traffic to get people to leave a platform that they hear 24/7 to come to your platform? Okay. Now, I shared about the Very Smart Brothers sell, I think it was maybe 2 weeks ago. Watch the video. I really explained how they were able to create content that we use on social media. We see on social media. They use Twitter. They use the platform to promote it. But now they've been bought by Gizmodo Media. So how were they able to take, and there's some, they are very snarky. I love that blog. But they were able to take the content that they've created and create value and build an audience that leaves Twitter to go to their platform. And now they were able to be bought by Gizmodo Media because they see, oh, wow, Very Smart Brothers has value, and they have an audience, and they have an audience who is willing to buy. You know, we have $1.1 trillion of spending power, which we should probably turn that into investing power. But if we have that spending power, we know we like to shop. We know we like to buy things. Why aren't we taking things that we see on Twitter and getting some of that $1.1 trillion spending power? Now, there is a trend that I'm seeing on Twitter that I kind of think is interesting. This trend is where people are saying, I'm a new artist, and if you retweet this, my next client may see it. Or I just opened up this bar, retweet it so I can get new customers. Whatever the case may be, people are retweeting it. So that is one way people are using the platform to be seen by potential customers and clients. So I think that is quite interesting. I've only seen it happening over the last couple of months this summer, but it is something that I think it is bringing power to those people because they're getting seen. Hopefully they understand how to convert all of those looks into potential clients and customers. If not, then being seen is really not going to be helpful. Likes and comments are great, but likes and comments don't put money in the bank account. And that's what you need to pay your rent, pay your mortgage, pay your bills, your car note, whatever the case may be. You need that money. And when we're giving our power to Twitter, because we're putting awesome content over there and we're not leveraging where people are giving us money for the content that we're creating, then we're literally just giving our power away. They're not taking it. We are literally giving that power away. Okay. Now on our panel, leveraging content curation and technology, we are going to talk about how you can create content and you can curate content. I don't understand why we can't be like a BuzzFeed. If you have a blog, why you can't go to Storyfy, click on the hashtag, grab a bunch of tweets and put it on your blog, drive traffic to your blog and put some ads on there or get some sponsors. You can do the exact same thing that BuzzFeed is doing. You just may have to work a little bit harder because you may not, well, you don't have the same amount of money that they have, but you can actually do it. In regards to the Very Smart Brothers issue, okay, you're still kind of shocked that Univision bought them. Well, you know, Univision bought NBC too. So Univision has the money, Univision has the power, and Univision understands that, because they also own the root. So they understand that, hey, there's several markets that we can have. The problem is we don't have enough investors who can invest in a lot of things. There's just so much money investors are willing to put into other entities. Now, we know that Ebony was bought by Black investors in Austin, Texas. And we know Essence is back up on the market. The majority stake that Time owns, they want to sell. And it's not because Essence is doing bad, actually. Essence is actually doing very well financially. You know, with Essence Fest and everything, the problem is Time wants to go from print to digital. So they are trying to unload a lot of their print media that they still have ownership of. The problem is we're trying to figure out, is there enough Black investors to get together and buy the stake in Essence so that Essence can come back to Black ownership? People threw out Oprah's name. I don't know how that will work since Oprah has her own magazine, and Oprah shouldn't be the only name that people come up with when it comes to saving Black businesses and Black publications and Black media. Oprah shouldn't be the only person that we think of. There are a lot of other people with money, and there are a lot of other people who could get together and create something or create a group, a fund to purchase that. Now, if you have questions, I'm trying to make sure that I'm getting everybody's comments and everyone's questions, okay? Now, everyone isn't good at creating content. I get that. Everyone is not snarky. They can't create something quick. They're not witty. Or what they create, it just doesn't stick with people. It doesn't resonate with people. I get that. But you can still curate. That's what BuzzFeed is. BuzzFeed is literally a curation type of site. So why can't you create a platform and just curate content from Instagram and Twitter, just like all these other publications are? It's going to, like I said, it'll take a little bit more time because you do not have the money, but you could definitely create, or you could definitely curate content and have a place on your site. It is, but because Essence still has the print magazine, I think that's why Time doesn't want to keep them, because they are really trying to get away from all print, period. But that's the same with like Teen Vogue. Teen Vogue was going through a little bit of trouble, and then they got the new editor. She was interim, now she's their new editor-in-chief. I think it's Elaine. Young Black lady. She's what, 28, 29, and she has really changed Teen Vogue. I mean, Teen Vogue is like one of those publications people go to now for information, and not just beauty and fashion. Teen Vogue has a voice. It has the power. Okay, I can't pronounce her last name, but Elaine, I got the first name. But she has shown what you can do if you take Black voices and you give them a platform, and they're able to showcase their voice. And I like that. I follow her on Instagram. I've read some articles on Teen Vogue. I even know men who have gotten subscriptions to Teen Vogue because of the change of the voices that are on that particular site. But yeah, Essence is not doing bad. Essence is actually doing quite well. Time just wants to go to a more digital platform and unload a lot of their print. I still like print. I still get magazines. But the way of the world is moving more towards technology, digital. Everything's on a phone or a tablet or a laptop, and that's where Time is moving towards. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how that develops. Okay. Oh, one of the editors at Teen Vogue even curates a woke newsletter. That's interesting. So those of you who want to check that out, if you have the link, Andrea, can you post it? If not, you guys need to go to Google. Okay. But that's all I have for what I wanted to talk about when it comes to the power and the powerlessness of Black Twitter. So let me recap for those who are kind of just joining us now. We are giving Twitter our power when we create content on there, and other publications, other media, other companies have been able to take what we've created and put it on their platforms, and then they're able to profit from that. We own our power if we're someone like Cash, who has created a business where he's creating memes and people are paying him to create memes for them. Or we are like Very Smart Brothers, who was able to leverage Twitter, get people to their site, and now they were able to sell their blog. Okay, the link for those who want to sign up for the woke newsletter on Teen Vogue, the link is on our Facebook page. So on the comment section on this video, so you can click there. And oh, you're welcome. The reason I wanted to talk about this particular topic, the power and powerlessness of Twitter, is because I see it all the time. I see people ripping off tweets, literally. Like, I'm following people and I'm like, I think I just saw that tweet. And then I'll go back through who I'm following. I'm like, yep, someone literally just copied and pasted and put that tweet as their own. I see it all the time. So there's not really a way for us to protect what we put on Twitter, but there is a way for us to figure out how to profit from the content that we put on Twitter. And we're definitely going to talk about that at our boot camp next Saturday. I want to say unfortunately, but I'm not. I'm very happy about this. We are sold out. So we have no more tickets. We have no more seats. We are actually over the limit for the boot camp. So if you did not get a ticket, next time we have early bird, make sure you get early bird. But if you did not get a ticket, put August 4th on your 2018 calendar, because August 4th is the boot camp for next year. So you need to make sure that you put it on the calendar, and you need to make sure that you put some money behind, because when we come out with early bird, you want to make sure you get your seat, because we are sold out. We're not opening up any more seats. We're not adding any more people to the list. So we would like to thank our sponsors for the boot camp: Search for Her Existence, otherwise known as SHE, which is a leadership development firm for women, and Brigade Richmond, who is the owner of that company, is also an intellectual property attorney. So if you have questions on intellectual property, hint, hint, what I'm talking about today, you want to reach out to Search for Her Existence to get some, to schedule a consultation with Brigade, so that you can actually understand how to protect the intellectual property that you are creating. Okay, and then for Blog Tank is, like I said at the beginning, some of us went to the Miller Lite Tap the Future business competition, and people were up there pitching their business. It was 5 finalists to get $20,000. Well, at our Blog Tank, we're going to have 5 bloggers be able to pitch for $100, and then those 5 who are entered to pitch for us also have the opportunity to pitch in November at our Blog Tank sponsors conference, Powerhouses United. So you have the opportunity, for those who got their ticket, to not only win money through us, but also have the chance to win money through Powerhouses United, who is the sponsor for Blog Tank. So again, if you did not get a ticket this year, put August 4th on your calendar for next year. So when we open up early bird tickets, you have a seat. And I am so sorry you're going to miss this year, because we have some phenomenal speakers. Our keynote, Tristan Sutton, our workshop speaker, Juan of Words, who's also working on Hispanicized Texas. Then we have our panelists, Denise Hamilton, Gary Lee, Jonathan Davis, Crystal Knight, myself. We have Blog Tank. You guys are going to miss a phenomenal boot camp, and I'm sorry you're not going to be there. But you can catch us on Twitter. You can catch us on Twitter at HAAB 2017, and you can follow along there. We will have video, we will have photos, we will tweet, we will post. But since you won't be there, please go ahead and catch our hashtag on Twitter next Saturday and join in the fun. We will have giveaways. I do have giveaways to give away. So if you are there, you will have giveaways. If you were not able to attend, we may have some giveaways for you on Twitter. So you definitely want to make sure that you are following the Houston African American Bloggers Association and our hashtag on Twitter, because we may have some giveaways for you. Like I won this shirt on Twitter, you may win something on Twitter as well next Saturday. So if there aren't any questions, I'll wait a moment if you're typing questions. But I'm excited. I'm definitely excited for the boot camp. I just don't know how to feel right now, because we are literally like 8 days away. Next Saturday, a week. So, and I got a lot of shopping to do for you guys. All the giveaways are here at my house, and then I have a few more things to go and get for the people who are there. And we will have lunch. Y'all will eat. We're not going to have y'all sit there for 4 hours hungry. We will eat some food. And we'll tell you more about that next week. So if there aren't any questions, thank you guys for joining us every Friday at noon. I will be back next Friday at noon. I am going to talk about, no, we don't want exposure for payment. And we'll get into why people need to stop talking to bloggers as if this is not a real job, but you want our audience. That's going to cost you some money. So if you haven't figured out by now, money is the name of the game that I talk to our members about. Yes, there are going to be opportunities that you will take or have to take for free, but you need to do that far and few in between. Because if you're creating a platform, you're paying for hosting, you're paying for travel to get there, you're paying for stock photos, you're paying for equipment, for your camera and all that. And so we're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about money next week. So join us here, same place, same time, Friday at noon, and we're going to talk about that. And we will share a little bit more about our boot camp at that time as well. So I bid you adieu. Thank you for joining us, and make sure you are following Have around social media so that you have the chance to win some of the goodies that we will be giving away for those who are not able to attend next week's boot camp. All right, enjoy the rest of your Friday, and make sure you're following us because we will be at Hispanicize, Texas tomorrow for their conference. All right, thanks Instagram, and thank you Facebook Live for watching. I'll see you next week.